when we had like drones
You
flying
yourself,
or shooting something, they always tried to take my rifle from me. Captain Drone Killer,
That's perfectly fair. You've earned it. You talk about shooting down that drone that was that they had. You could do it with just a pistol. I did not know. You are apparently an expert on destroying drones. Yes. I've learned how, Operator Starsky, you became so famous as the drone killer of the Ukrainian army. In 2017, we were on a deployment near the 𝐒𝐸𝐜𝐿𝐴 Bulge. I was a platoon's first sergeant, and my platoon was stationed on the first line. And we had a couple of positions. We had a big problem, actually, because all of our positions were supplied with electricity from a village through a small wire used in the field phone. And it only provides you with like 150 volts, which is not enough to charge your phones, prepare coffee, play World of Tanks, and you cannot win the war if you cannot play World of Tanks. I mean, what kind of war is this? And in case they get to the front lines, they will be so surprised.
Trying to imply that real life is different from the video game? I'm shocked.
So we had a problem on our positions. That's why we were very sad. All of our vending machines with Coca-Cola were like warm and things like that, and we could not fight in such conditions at all. So I could not charge the battery of my Apache helicopter hidden in the bushes and things like that. So we asked our supply sergeant for help, and he brought this electrician with like 2 kilometers of wire. Because he was a really nice electrician, he disconnected my position completely. That's why the next morning I woke up to the sound of dying radio stations, and I decided to go and find this electrician, because we cannot survive without World of Tanks, but even more than that, we cannot survive without radio communication, obviously. So I found them at a different position that was connected. He connected this position during the night, and everything worked. We had some tea, and then we went out to connect my position because it was more important position to that village through a good wire, good cable. So we were sitting there, like connecting cables and cleaning contacts and things like that. And then after a while, we noticed a drone. And from my perspective, it looked as if it was flying from the other side, like where the enemy were. And my supply sergeant, he asked in a very calm tone of voice, he asked, can you shoot it down? And that very moment, I had zero doubts that I even should shoot it down, It wasn't like I thought like maybe I should ask somebody. I was like, of course I can shoot it down. And this supply sergeant, he was my best friend, because he always gave me canned meat from our MREs, because he didn't consume meat. He was like not like a Buddhist, but he was into like all the Vedic cultures and things like that. So he was always somewhere there in like 𝐒𝐸𝐜𝐿𝐴, meditating while doing things, and he was always ice cold, and he was like, I don't think you can shoot it down, and you cannot say such words in my presence. Okay,
because I said, like, look at this. So I took my rifle, and it took me 5 shots. Then we saw it like buzzing down, like bzzz, you know. Sergeant said, we can go and pick up the flash card. And in my imagination, I instantly saw like 2 military awards already, like mine and his. And I was like, okay, so we rushed towards this crash site. And first of all, I saw very, very sad. He was our, I think he was our company NCO. He was very, very not like very sad, but let's say disappointed. And he was screaming like, I sent you a message. I sent you a radio message. I was like, but I didn't receive it, obviously. And then I saw those 2 very, very sad drone operators from the armed forces of Ukraine. And the reason why they were sad was basically because 59th Brigade that was operating next to us, they only had 1 working drone. Basically, it's the same as none, usually. So I helped them to collect the drone, and by the way, one interesting detail was that actually I hit it twice because it was missing a camera and it was missing a propeller. So basically I cut the propeller with a bullet and shot off the camera. The distance, again, it was probably one of my best shots because the distance was 150 meters. And we're talking about Phantom drone. It's this big, okay. It's not a big target. And the girl, the drone operator, she was very, very upset because of that. And my guys, they were standing there near their shelter, smoking and laughing. So they were laughing, and they told me that it was a really good shot. They stopped laughing when I said that obviously we will have to pay for this drone as a family. And then I received a bunch of calls. First call was from my platoon commander, our CO. He was also sad because, you know, whenever such things happen, because we're a family, our platoon is like, you know, one big family. We always have to pay for stuff we do, like together. Another call was from our battalion commander, and he said, your shooting skills are perfect, but your tactical skills suck.
Oh dear Lord!
And after that, every time some drone was involved into my everyday's life, our guys were like laughing their asses off because you know, when we had like drones flying or shooting something, they always tried to take my rifle from me.
Like, oh, Starsky, look over there. Let's just go grab your rifle. And like, okay, we can do the test now. So I suppose if it's between Starsky Drone Killer or Captain Obvious, which do you think sounds better?
Captain Drone Killer, definitely.
That's perfectly fair. You've earned it. All right.